right, so we are here with Wyoming head coach Jay Sawvel. Coming up on the end of media days, how's the event been treating you?
It's been great. It's kind of fun to have all the media that's here right now, and the buzz from some of the programs and all that, the new ones especially. It's been great. No, so it's been fun.
Absolutely. All right, so first question, you've built one of the most formidable running back trios in the conference by bringing back Tote Harris and adding Markel Hallman and Diore Hubbard. How have those guys looked through spring camp, and are you intending on taking a by committee approach just to get them all touches?
So, yeah, first of all, Tote Harris, dynamic player. I think the thing I'm excited about with him, he played last year, 187 pounds, right in that range. Right now, he's up about 203 and faster. So I think he's poised for a big breakout season. I'm really excited about him. Markel Holman was a guy that we brought from Western Illinois and had over 1,000 yards and 39 catches there a year ago. And it didn't take very long into spring practice before you realize why Markel was a really good player. He's got really good vision, got really good balance, got really good feet, and he's a 215-pound guy. So that translates really well. Dior, we haven't seen as much of right now because he tore his ACL in November at West Virginia. Okay, so he'll be. I think that it's probably reasonable to think that we may have him by the time conference play starts.
Okay.
But this was a guy that was West Virginia's leading rusher last year, so we're excited to see what he can bring when he's here.
Absolutely. So you also went to the transfer portal to restock your edge rushing room, bringing in Jack Dunkley, Thaddeus Gianaris, and Donnie Wingate from the FCS. How much of an impact are you expecting from those guys this year?
Yeah, I think that's a position that we could become quickly upgraded at. Jack Dunkley's a good football player. The interesting thing with Jack Dunkley, is that he's training now in a way that he never trained before. And Jack Dunkley is a guy, we're watching him play Pitt on video, and he's making plays at Duquesne. Well, now he's 15 pounds heavier and running better and everything else. And so I'm excited about Jack. Donnie Wingate's a physical player, kind of a real, he's a real Wyoming Cowboy type of tough guy player. And Thad Gianaris is done a really good job in the program since he got here. Come from Dartmouth, he was an all-conference player at Dartmouth, but has really embraced everything. So that position as a whole, and really our whole defensive line, I think could be a very strong group this year.
Yeah, for sure. So, with another year gone by without a definite answer behind center, you went to the transfer portal to find your next quarterback in Tyler Hughes from William and Mary. How did you come across him during the scouting process, and how much of his dual threat ability that he showed last season have you already gotten to see during spring camp?
Yeah, so with Tyler, okay, he announced that he was getting in the portal, I think, in early December, and obviously couldn't get in the portal then, but he announced it.
Yeah.
So we were evaluating him at that time and knew he was a good player. The byproduct of it was I also made a change at offensive coordinator a year ago and hired Christian Taylor, who had coached at William & Mary. He recruited Tyler Hughes at William & Mary. And that previous relationship was obviously a big deal. It wasn't a big deal in me hiring Christian, but it became a big deal in getting Tyler. No, Tyler is a true dual threat player. I mean, he throws the ball very well, is a very good command of the offense, but his speed is he's a lot faster than what I even thought he would be, and really excited about what he brings to our program.
Absolutely. So while pretty much every coach in the conference has some kind of ties to North Dakota State, yourself included, you're also one of the few that I've seen with a connection to Northern Illinois. So based on your 3-year stint there, how do you think the Huskies will fit into the conference both competitively and geographically?
Yeah, I mean, I think, first of all, from a geographical standpoint, I always felt like even when we were at Northern Illinois, we were always on that little edge of we were on the far western frontier of the MAC, right?
Yeah.
And so you never really felt like you were a full MAC team all the time. You were kind of out there. You were the far west team, and I think for them, I think moving to the Mountain West is a big positive step. They get out of these weird Tuesday and Wednesday games.
Yeah.
I was a part of that for a couple years, and those are terrible.
I checked. The players still hate that.
And for the fan base, they hate it. I think that obviously this part of Northern Illinois, like I was there at a time where we recruited a lot of really, really good players. When we left Northern Illinois, Jerry Kill took the head coaching job at Minnesota after the 2010 season. And we left Northern Illinois. Jimmy Ward was still there. He ended up becoming a first-round pick. Jordan Lynch was there. He ended up being a Heisman finalist. So the ability to attract really good players at a school that sits an hour outside of a major airport you can get anywhere in the country and sits in outside of a major city in the United States. The ability is there for that to be a really good football program in the Mountain West.
For sure.
Even though there's no mountains in DeKalb, there's not even a hill.
No,
but
nothing.
There's a flat cornfield. I think I could see Iowa from my backyard when I lived there.
All right, so you have your bookend tackles set with Rex Johnson and Braylon Jenkins, but the interior spots are a little more up in the air. I know Jason Massey-Jask has made some noise since arriving in Laramie, but what would you say has been the most common starting in interior offensive line?
Yeah, so Jason Majacek, okay, that's right. He's a center, and then Chandler Donaway at one guard and Gio Pinozzo at another guard. I think we've got a couple of good young players in Calvin Jansen and Jonathan Bush. We have a good tackle in Josiah Pataya who might turn into one of the inside guys just when you say put your best five out there.
Gotcha.
So offensive line depth has been a problem for us the last couple of years. I'm not going to say that we're out of the woods on it yet, but we're working on that. We had a couple classes in there, 2022 class that's fairly empty, as far as production for us. So that would be the group that's there right now, and I feel better about our depth in the offensive line. But that's still going to be, that's going to be one of the things that we need to stay healthy in those spots and continue to progress.
For sure. All right, and then last question. One problem that your team ran into in your first 2 years at the helm was just a brutal non-conference schedule. But this time around, not only do you guys get rival Colorado State in week 1, but you're not going to face a potential juggernaut until Hawaii and North Dakota State.
Yeah.
How important is it for this team to get the ball rolling early in 2020?
We need to get off to a good start, and I think that's something that our players are excited about fall camp. Our players are excited to get started. Our players were excited to get into the summer and do the things that they've been doing that way. So we need to get off to a good start. We need to get ourselves, in a good place. We got to play well against our first opponent. We know that. We know we got to go there and play, and it's going to be a difficult environment in a rivalry game, and we need to play really well, and then we need to carry that forward in the next couple games too. The last 2 years we've struggled offensively. That hasn't helped, but it also didn't necessarily help to go play a playoff Arizona State and a 11-win BYU and a 11-win Utah the last couple years either. So
when schedules are set up 5 years in advance,
you don't know that. No,
there's no way to plan for it.
No, but look, you can say that. And what you want to be careful with is saying, well, our non-conference schedule. Well, the reality is, and that's disrespecting our first opponent, our second opponent, our third opponent, and our 12th opponent. And so we're not going to do that.
Absolutely, I understand. All right, that's all I got, Coach.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time.
All right,
appreciate it.
Appreciate you.